Joining us now, public health policy expert Betsy McCaughey. Betsy, Skyping in from New York. You've probably been watching some of these remarks. Your initial reaction to Jonathan Gruber, his apology, and then his pivot to come to the rhetorical rescue of Obamacare.
Well, first of all, Jonathan Gruber is not the person who should be on the hot seat. He is merely an accessory. The strategy of lying to ram this bill through Congress belongs to the president. It started at the top. Obama lied while he was a candidate campaigning in 2008, promising that he, unlike his primary opponents, John Edwards and Hillary Clinton, would never force Americans to buy health insurance. And yet that's what his law does. So, and pretty soon this loudmouth Jonathan Gruber will be just a relic in the historic wastebasket of rogues. But the Obama administration continues to lie about their health law. The president issued 2 reports last week full of lies about the health law. Jonathan Gruber did make one statement at this hearing today that will have legs, and it was a lie. He said that when he made the statement early on that people would only be able to get taxpayer-funded subsidies if they lived in states that established health exchanges, a issue that is very important in an upcoming Supreme Court case, King versus Burwell. He said he was assuming that the federal government would not set up its own exchange. But the fact is, Section 1321 of this law, 1321 B2 capital B, says that the federal government must set up an exchange. So there's another lie. Even as he's going down in history as a liar, he's doubling down and lying again.
We've got about 2.5 minutes. Betsy, we're going to take a look at a portion of the hearing this morning. Committee Chairman Darrell Issa with a question many Americans are asking. Let's listen and then get the response.
That essentially you had to deceive in order to get this passed. Your models, the $4 million plus that you and MIT received, including hundreds of thousands of dollars personally, to develop and to provide those models, if deception was part of the process by your own statements, why should we believe your analysis? Why should we not demand to go into the microeconomic analysis and find out whether, if, in fact, the $4 million in services you delivered were accurate or whether the books were cooked?
That whole question, I mean, is this a deal where the money for scholarship and the money into Professor Gruber's pocket brought about a simulation with a desired result that in the end is deceptive?
Look, we should be getting our money back. He went to the federal government and to the public and said it would lower costs. And then when he collected additional 6-figure fees from several state governments, he said just the opposite, that it was going to raise premiums. So Gruber has been lying all along and piling the money into his money bag. And the taxpayers ought to be getting some of this money back, if not all of it.
So basically, to simplify this, in the case of Jonathan Gruber this morning, it was apologize, lie, and not offer a refund to the American people. Got about 30 seconds to respond, Betsy. Go ahead.
You got it. That's an excellent summary of what happened this morning on Capitol Hill.
Well, Betsy McCaughey, you are one who sat down and read all the verbiage, all the pages. You warned us about this, and you continue to analyze what is happening. We very much appreciate your tenacity, your expertise, and your willingness to say it like it is. Betsy McCaughey joining us via Skype from New York. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And there is a political dimension to this that is worth noting: the Hill hearings and the Republican conference on the spending bill. Next up, our man in Washington, John Gizzi, to tell us what's happening there. America's Forum will continue here on Newsmax TV following this brief timeout.